Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Tuesday, June 6th. Hope you're having a wonderfully beautiful day. As look who's here. Bill Shrode is here. A ham radio enthusiast. Don't sit back too far, Bill. You're sitting out of frame.
I have returned.
You have returned. You know, and I got to tell you, Bill, you are one of the
They let me in the building again.
You are one of the first people who have done shows more than once in this new studio. Do you feel good about that?
Yeah. I like christening new places.
I can tell you're very thrilled by it. It's wonderful.
Television's my second medium, you know. I'm a radio guy.
Well, that's right. It's his second love.
I got a face for radio, as they say.
Don't we all? Don't we all? But today is Tuesday, June 6th. We're going to talk about the Ham Radio Field Day coming up here in a couple of weeks, and we'll do that here in just a minute. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this lovely Tuesday morning. Let's tell you a little bit about what's going on in and around your area today. I got to tell you, folks, I looked and looked and looked and looked, and on Tuesday, June 6th, I could only really find one doggone event. I don't know if you'd even call it an event, but it's over at the Clay County Hospital here down in Flora. The Clay County Hospital Auxiliary is holding a Father's Day raffle. Tickets are $1 a piece or 6 for $5, and they are available at the gift box there in the hospital. The drawing is today at noon. So if you do not yet have your ticket, by all means, run, don't walk, get down there somehow and get you a ticket. I'm certain they're wonderful prizes, and it all goes to help the Clay County Hospital Auxiliary. Those ladies and gentlemen do a wonderful job. So go down there, help those folks out. That's the only thing I could really find here for the 6th. I do have a few national events, however, to tell you about here on Tuesday, June 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you're excited. Hold up, it's National Applesauce Cake Day. This is to recognize the delicious treat known as applesauce cake. This tasty food holiday offers an opportunity to share a slice or two of cake that comes in a variety of recipes. Now, I must admit, Bill.
Yes.
I have never eaten applesauce cake in my life, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen applesauce cake in my life.
Makes a good bundt cake.
I've got a picture of that. There would be an applesauce cake in a bundt formation. How is this made? What is applesauce cake?
It's basically a regular, almost like a pound cake, but you use applesauce instead of some of the other ingredients, or you mix the applesauce in with the other ingredients.
History tells us.
It's a sponge cake.
Beginning around 1900, American cookbooks frequently published recipes for applesauce cake. This sweet and delicious cake became very popular during World War I because sugar and other ingredients were scarce during the war, and bakers began to substitute ingredients to free up resources for soldiers. Increasingly, flour was scarce, so bakers would simply substitute flour by using cornmeal or oats instead. Use the applesauce for sugar and cornmeal for whatever else.
For the filler or the grit.
For the goo?
Yeah.
For the goo. Apparently during World War II, applesauce cake once again became very popular for the same reasons as sugar rationing began. That was many. We've got another. We do have a World War II one to talk to you about here in a few minutes, but in just a moment. But the creator of this tasty food holiday is unknown, but it's a wonder. I guess a good one. I should have warned you in advance that it was applesauce cake day. You maybe could have brought me some.
Next time, tell me these things.
I will give you full on warning next time. I should have known today also is National Yo-Yo Day.
That could go so many ways.
That's what I was worried about. On June 6th.
Guy named Duncan had something to do with that, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Isn't that in your notes?
On June 6th, we celebrate National Yo-Yo Day to remember the iconic stringed toy that generations of kids have enjoyed. We're using today's National Day to give folks talents a whirl and try your hand at the sleeper, walk the dog, shoot the moon around the world, or hop the fence. Actually, I don't have a yo-yo with me. Were you?
I did yo-yo when I was a kid.
Did you yo-yo? And were you able to do all
No,
those?
I couldn't do any of the tricks, but I was pretty fast with it.
See, now that's the thing. Those tricks, they were. You'd have people holding it up and having the little Ferris wheel type of thing or something like that. That was just always.
Fella that got real good at it was one of the champions several years back. Tommy Smothers
Oh, really?
was a yo-yo champion.
No kidding. Before he had his TV show, or
No, it was kind of during and after.
I'll be doggone.
In his later years, he was.
I didn't realize. Many believe that the yo-yo was first invented by the ancient Greeks. In fact, a Greek vase painting from 500 BC displays a boy playing with a yo-yo.
Doesn't surprise me.
I'm not surprised by that.
They were good with anything you could throw.
Well, yeah, I was going to say they probably made
Or
a
sling
weapon out of
or
it.
whatever.
Yeah, they probably weaponized the yo-yo. Who knew? Who knows? Some other interesting facts about the yo-yo. Syria banned the yo-yo in 1933 because they believe the toy was responsible for a severe drought.
That's a reach. I don't know how to go with that one.
I don't understand that. By the way, the yo-yo came to the United States through a young boy by the name of Pedro Flores. When he immigrated to the United States from the Philippines as a young boy, he recalled playing with a toy he called a bandolore. The toy inspired Flores to create a business, naming it the Flores Yo-Yo. Flores started his business with just a dream of a dozen handmade toys, and then between 1928 and 1932, the Yo-Yo Manufacturing Company operated out of Santa Barbara. Then Flores sold his companies to Donald
Duncan.
That's exactly right. In 1932, it was Duncan who would make the yo-yo very popular across the country when he began manufacturing the Duncan yo-yo in the early 30s. He was the first to trademark the name yo-yo.
Remember the ones that had the lights in them?
Oh, those are cool. Yeah, I like the ones with
And that was before LEDs and all that stuff. I mean,
yeah, they were fancy. They were
the butterfly version.
Yeah, weren't they reflectors or something like that?
There was reflectors on them. You could do all kinds of things with them, and but they did have little, what we call wheat lamps inside of them that were run by a battery.
Oh, really?
And I think they had a mercury switch because they would blink as you whip the yo-yo.
As you flipped it around.
Yeah.
Kind of like that's pretty cool.
We're talking late 60s, early 70s
the
here.
National Yo-Yo, if you're making plans,
Yes.
the National Yo-Yo Museum, Chico, California. Just
okay.
to make for your travel plans. I know you're worried about that. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, this is June 6th, on June 6th, 1944. This was D-Day back 79. Doing math in my head. 79 years ago, our troops landed there in North France. Invasion! What's your favorite movie about D-Day? Do you have one?
I can't think of any of the titles, but I can think
Longest
of the movies.
Day. The Longest Day. Well, it's the 3-hour movie with John Wayne, and it's a really good one. Then you got Saving Private Ryan. A lot of folks would probably pick as a good D-Day movie, but you can't go wrong with The Longest Day. It's very good. So yeah, this commemorates, of course, the landing of the troops on the beaches on June 6, 1944, and so give those fellows a thought. The fellows who did that landing, give those fellows a thought today, ladies and gentlemen. Nice thing to do. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on in sports? What do you want to see on TV? It's all baseball, as Major League Baseball going tonight. It's the Cardinals at the Rangers. Matthew Liberatore versus Dane Dunning. That's on Bally, Channel 630 at 7:05 tonight. Also, the White Sox will be in New York taking on the Yankees. Lucas Giolito versus Nestor Cortez. And it'll be the Cubs in Los Angeles taking on the Angels. It'll be Hayden Wesneski versus Tyler Anderson. That's on Marquee, Channel 597. And national broadcast on TBS, Channel 632. New York Mets will be in Atlanta taking on the Braves. Carlos Carrasco versus Bryce Elder. The NBA Finals will be back on Wednesday night. The Stanley Cup Final back on Thursday night as they're playing Monday. All that coming up. This is Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Bill Shrode. I'm Bruce. We're going to come back. We're going to talk ham radio and all kinds of stuff when we return here on Wabash Catch TV. Come on back.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I'm Dr. Eric Pikus. I'm a general practice physician here at CRHPC, and I work at the Clay Medical Center in Flora. One of the things that I love about working for CRHPC is the fact that it's a federally qualified healthcare center. And that means that we can take care of any patient, whatever the case may be. We don't have to worry about their financial situation. And I love the fact that we can take care of anybody that needs our help. So no matter what care somebody needs, we're going to give them the best possible care available without judgment.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Bill Shrode is here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I forgot to say good morning during the opening break. I'm sorry.
We're shooting this on Monday, so I'm very rude and tired from the weekend, I'm sure.
It was a long weekend.
It was a long. I did at least leave the house this weekend. Last weekend, Memorial Day weekend was a longer one.
Yeah.
I didn't leave the house.
I was running the race at the other place. I know about the long weekend.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet that was.
Same as the last three races, or last 2 or 3 races, where they have like 4 wrecks in the last 25 laps.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't do one lap. They couldn't start the thing without having a wreck.
Getting to where you could set your watch by it.
No, they did. Did Jeff do the race last night or the Sunday night too over the Illinois race?
No, we didn't.
Enjoy Illinois. You guys didn't have.
No,
you guys
we didn't
don't have the. You don't have the NASCAR.
No. Well, if we do one, it'll be the Brickyard 400. That's usually the one we run in August, I think it is.
We're doing radio shop talk.
Sorry about that.
That's our own bad, as we both have intensive.
He started it.
I did start it. I did start it, and I feel ashamed for doing it now. Speaking of radio, we're still doing radio.
Yes,
we're still talking about radio most of the morning here. You and I met. Had to be 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Whenever I was doing the same little show back on
radio,
in a different life,
yes.
In radio, and I wasn't dressed in quite so dapper, and you weren't either.
No.
but you have been a ham radio enthusiast, and you've been teaching me about ham radio for many years.
We're going to get you ticketed yet, just for the sake of...
I'm not even sure what that means.
A license.
A license, okay. We're going to get me a license yet. Because I have been on the radio.
Yes.
I have spoken on ham radio, and I have called somebody on ham radio from Florida or something like that. I don't think we're doing that today. You didn't bring a box?
Not from down here in the...
No, we're kind of in the...
We're boxed in, sort of.
But all that to say this.
Yes.
We've been talking about this we've been doing this every year and trying to get folks enthused, and it really, you've got a nice little community in Southern Illinois that pays attention and really enjoys participating in ham radio, don't you?
We have a few people around. Somewhere I have stacks of figures here that I brought just for example. Let's see. Totally in the United States, this is usually one of the questions that comes up, right as of May 10th, which is when I ran this chart. Okay. In the United States, there are 1,282,029 licensed hams at the moment.
So that means you're walking down the street swinging a dead cat.
Something like that, yeah.
One of the 300 people you walk by is going to be a ham radio enthusiast.
They may not admit it, but yes, they will be. Well, a lot of us don't carry it around with us.
But I got to tell you, you're wearing. Now he's wearing.
Well, I got all my credentials.
He's wearing all his credentials because they have his call sign on them.
Yeah,
and that's how ham radio guys talk to each other.
Yeah, basically.
Make sure to identify each other.
In Illinois.
Okay, hold on. All right.
What order you want to do this?
I'm just going to guess.
Okay.
In Illinois, there will be. There can't be 100,000.
No.
That'd be okay. So how about 30,000?
Yeah, not quite. 19,665.
Oh, that's not bad. 19,665 out of, what do we have, 11 million in the state?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I heard it the other day, but I don't remember.
It used to be,
102 counties, I know.
I think there's 11 million people. Okay, what's next?
in the Wabash cable coverage area.
Oh, you were able to knock it down to Wabash coverage. Oh, my.
That took a little doing, but yeah.
I'm going to guess there are 150.
1,091.
So there are you serious?
That's what I call up on the FCC
Wow,
database.
that's great.
I ran it by zip codes. I looked up the
Yeah.
zip codes you covered, and
Yeah.
then I go to the database.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that makes me feel good that we've got a bunch of AM radio folks out there. What else?
Let's see. In Indiana, there are 15,585.
Of course, pikers. Not nearly as many in Indiana as there are in Illinois.
And the concentrations are a little strange, too, by counties.
Really?
There's some that got none, but, it depends on...
That's weird. Why would some counties have so many more than others?
Well, a lot of them are out in the boonies where there ain't that many people. So
I
if you
guess
take
that's
the
true.
ratio of thems that is and thems that isn't.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
In the listening area of the station I work for, down the road a piece,
WAKO.
WAKO, there are 1,141 licensed hams.
Really?
And the ham radio coverage for my boss's stations up in the Terre Haute area, there are 1,218.
That seems like a lot.
Well,
Were you surprised by those numbers?
a little bit, but then going to the club meetings and stuff like that, you see the difference in you see the difference between people that are licensed and the difference in people that are participating.
Yeah.
And there's a lot less participation, which we wish would right itself a little bit
Well, that's
anyway.
what we're here to talk
That's
about.
what we're here to talk about.
What we're here to talk about is on the weekend of June 24th and June 25th, there is a field day. It's called if you're looking for it online, you look for the ARRL.org
.org,
field day. Go to ARRL. What's ARRL mean?
Amateur Radio Relay League.
Okay, Amateur Relay.
Started in 1925 by Hiram Percy Maxim.
Did he have the org already back then?
No.
You love coming in here and talking to me, Bill. There's where if you're looking online for it, folks, there's where you go. Okay, now this is an event. Tell me all about this event, Bill. What's going on?
Well, it's where ham radio operators get together and they literally demonstrate what we can do in an emergency if the infrastructure collapses, if there's no internet, if there's no telephone, if communications, are down. We basically say, when all else fails, is our motto.
And the fancy part about this is there was kind of an instance within the last few months locally where all else failed, wasn't there?
Up in Robinson
Up in Crawford County.
and up in Sullivan, Indiana,
Tell me about that.
where we had the tornadoes. Now, I don't know of any active operators that were up there. I wasn't dispatched up there, so
Yeah.
I don't know. And actually, I was at the working the broadcast end when we did a radiothon through our station for Sullivan and for Robinson.
Yeah.
The Friday after the tornadoes.
Right.
But there was a fair amount of damage. I'm not sure as far as I know, the Helping His Hands people are still cleaning up there in places.
There were houses taken down and buildings destroyed.
The Frontier College lost a whole facility.
Lincoln Trail.
Lincoln Trail, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we lost our stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's thank goodness for insurance. Because that was the other thing, and they wouldn't let us into the building to even see if our stuff was good.
Well, from what I saw of what was left, there wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have let you in there either, because the way it was explained to me by another mutual friend of ours from another radio station,
Yeah.
The roof was about to fall down on part of it, and so on and so. There was nothing left in support but the core of the building. The outside walls were gone, the load-bearing walls were gone, it was a mess.
How in the world was the roof still on?
Barely.
Gum,
I guess.
Chewing gum.
Something, but
well, I tell you what.
we giggled, but it was a serious situation.
It was a serious deal, yeah. And there was a house across the street that was gone.
Yeah.
And there was a fatality as well, I think, right? Was there?
Didn't really get the figures on that.
Okay. But we're going to talk about the field day and how that affects what you can learn about the field day and what you can learn about ham radio through that on the 24th and 25th at numerous locations. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I've got Bill Shrode here, and we will be back right after these. Stick around.
At Midwest Farm and Land, we've got a team of dedicated land, home, and commercial experts ready to help.
We understand that buying or selling a property can be extremely stressful. Let our folks take care of you and help you find your perfect piece of property.
Whether it's recreational or hunting land, farmland, homes, or commercial, we're there to help.
Local experts with national reach. If you're interested, give us a call, 618-532-1961, or check us out on the website, midwestfarmco.com.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much. Bill Shrode is joining today, and we are talking about the field day taking place in numerous locations throughout the state of Illinois and throughout the country on June 24th and 25th. Okay, I interrupted you talking about explaining what the field day is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The field day started in the 1930s to test the field preparedness and emergency communications abilities of the amateur radio community, lest we should be needed for a crisis of some kind.
Which we had.
And there was a very big push for amateur radio operators during the war, which is a natural thing.
Yeah, during World War I and II.
One and two, yes. Yeah. During World War I, it was mostly Morse code, because that's all we had to work with at that time. During World War II, we had already added phone voice operations, and as a matter of fact, some of the stuff that we use today was developed, I either want to say with the help of the armed forces or whatever. The single sideband modulation scheme that we use these days started out in airplanes. with the Air
Really?
Force, yes.
So it was it's kind of like the internet developed through the Defense Department.
Yeah,
And the ham radio developed through, improved, innovated.
Plus,
through
we've made a few
the
changes that they took, and so on. There's been a pretty good back and forth between us and the armed forces over the years. But Amateur Radio Field Day is still the same basic. Amateurs go out and set up in the forest preserve, out in their backyard, whatever. They go to emergency power, either a generator, batteries, solar panels. I've used solar panels on a couple of radios from time to time.
Is it, I guess it doesn't really matter as long as you get enough juice.
As long as you get, yeah. I mean, 40 watts, and the solar panel's basically trickle charging a deep cycle battery, so I've got plenty of current to talk back and forth at what we refer to.
It'd be quieter than a generator, though.
Well, yes, it would. And there are some generators you don't want to hook up to the newer radios because they ain't going to like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we won't get into that. That gets into more theory than we want to discuss here.
Okay. All right. So the field day, it's a Friday and a Saturday, right?
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. Okay.
Yes.
What will I find if I show up?
You will find amateur radio operators using different modes, different equipment. Depending on, you will find probably more than one on different bands. We have roughly 12 or 14 bands that we are assigned to by the Federal Communications Commission, and we can do multiple functions on those bands. We can use Morse code, we can use voice, we can, in several different modes, we can use several different digital, or what we call keyboard-to-keyboard functions. We have our own version of the internet that does not require the internet.
Really?
Yes, we can encode messages and send them over the radio, and this is one of the features of emergency communications, is if we're operating in an area that has no internet service for whatever reason, we can send our messages through this particular mode and system to an area that has internet service, and we can get into the internet from outside of it.
Like a wireless.
Yes.
Like wireless internet when you don't have internet.
Yeah, they utilized that a great extent in Puerto Rico.
Oh, really?
Sometime back.
When they had the hurricanes?
When they had the hurricanes in Puerto Rico. So, but you can go to awrl.org/locator and
find one of these field days.
You will get a page that will have a map on it, and you'll see little red balloons on that map, and just pick out where you want to go.
There are several in the neighborhood.
There are several in the area.
Where are some close ones?
Let's see.
I know that there's there used to be one near your home, but there's not that. You don't do that one there anymore.
No. Well, there's one fairly near, because where is it? The CCARC Clay County Amateur Radio Club will be at the Richland County Fairgrounds or the Olney City Park, depending on how you look at it, on White Squirrel Drive in Olney, Illinois, and that is just north of Main Street in Olney, across from the Best Western.
I must tell you, I was there Monday and Wednesday of last week, and I did see a white squirrel on White Squirrel Drive.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Most of them stay near the park.
Yeah, this was a white squirrel out there. And I pointed out to my, I didn't see a white squirrel on the drive. I mean, I saw one in the park. Not on. I don't want to say that I saw one.
Bring McDonald's French fries.
I don't want to say I saw one on the road.
No.
No.
That is actually illegal.
Yes, that is.
Anyway.
So that'll be it'll be in Olney City Park. Where else?
Let's see. RADIO, the Radio Amateur Downstate Illinois organization, will be in Frohman Park, just west of Illinois Route 1 and south of Patton, Illinois, north of the Mount Carmel City Park.
Wow. I've never heard of that called Patton, Illinois.
I had to look it up to make sure I
Near
knew.
Friendsville, I guess, or something like that?
Hard. I'm not really sure because I couldn't tell from the map.
Wow.
The Amateur Radio Club of Mount Vernon, Illinois, will be at the Mount Vernon Outland Airport.
Pretty much plenty of room out there.
Yes, 100 Aviation Drive in Mount Vernon, Illinois, on Illinois 15, just east of Mount Vernon proper.
Okay.
Let's see.
What are they doing up in Lawrence County?
What are they doing up in Lawrence County? The Old Post Amateur Radio Society will be at WEP Asphalt, 19800 Illinois Route 33 in Lawrenceville, Illinois. That's just west of the Lincoln Memorial Bridge, if you're coming from the Vincennes area, near the George Rogers Clark Memorial.
That's basically where the bridge comes across and kind of does the little turn, right?
Well, yeah, you come across the bridge and you're back in Illinois.
Yeah.
On what would be the west side of the river.
Now, is this good? Okay, this is on the Illinois side.
This is on the Illinois side.
Okay.
It is the Vincennes Club, but it is on the Illinois side.
I must tell you, since I mentioned that I was
The boss at WEP is an executive in the club.
Oh, really? Okay. So I mentioned that I was at the site of where the Albany one is going to take place.
Right.
I've been at the site of this one in Lawrence County a few times too. Trying to hit golf balls across the Wabash River, which I got to tell you, folks. It seems a lot easier than it actually is. That river's actually not that small there.
No, it's pretty wide.
It's pretty good size.
You and George Washington.
He didn't hit golf balls.
No, he threw a silver dollar across the
Potomac. Silver dollar, yeah, that's right.
Never mind.
Yeah, there is no way. I've seen the Potomac where he did that. There is no way he threw.
You can't get there from here. I got one more.
Okay, you got one more. You tell me one more, and then we'll take a quick break.
Okay, National Trail Amateur Radio Club. This is for you people slightly out west.
Okay.
Is at the Effingham County Fairgrounds, 722 East Cumberland Road in Altamont, Illinois.
There you go, right
just
off the
south of
interstate.
Illinois 40, west of Effingham.
Right off the interstate, you can't miss it. It's by the fair.
And Russell and the boys would be glad to show you around.
They do a wonderful job there at the Effingham County Fairgrounds. Bill Shrode is here. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after this. We're talking about ham radio and how you can get involved. Back in a sec. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. auto owner's insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owner's insurance agency.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Bill Shrode is here, and he is, I put on the screen ham radio enthusiast, but also instructor, technician.
There's your list.
Good grief, I'm not going to read all that.
I'm just saying.
There's a lot. Well, Bill is a lot, is what
I got a lot of wallpaper. Now, whether anybody's interested in it or not.
That's right. Okay. We were going to talk about, you had some other things you were going to mention.
Oh, yeah. For those of you that want to get started early, there is an Illinois Amateur Radio Emergency Services activity going on today and tomorrow from 9 a.m. till no later than noon each day. So we're pretty much shot for today. An air announcement will start at 9 a.m. Monday on...
we're shooting this on Monday again.
Yes. It'll be 75, 60, and 40 meters. And
now, what is this for?
This is an exercise. Let me see what my other email. It'll be on, start out on 3905 kilohertz. That's 3.905 megahertz. For those of you in the ham radio community watching this, as I said, it'll be on 75, 60, and 40 meters. And the assignment frequencies will be on the Illinois Aries 205A command list, which you think you can get a shot of that?
I'm sure I can.
That is what we in the emergency community fill out or go by when we are brought into an incident. Gives us a list of the frequencies that we are to use and what we are to use them for as far as mode and...
I guess I don't understand what you mean by brought into an incident. You mean like if we had another tornado or something that hit? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, and they called and said, come over here and set up to work this, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what some of the federal...
That's what they're testing today and tomorrow.
Yes. That's what some of the federal training looks like, because I had to go to class to learn how to do one of those.
I got to tell you, that might have been one class I snoozed through there, Bill.
It ain't that bad.
Okay. All right. So now, if I was going to participate in this test today, all I do is call in to or contact these people, or what?
Yes, you would sign in with the net control operator, which is up here at the top, and he would tell you, you are going to frequency so-and-so, and you will respond to whoever asks for whatever kind of information, et cetera, et cetera.
Just to make sure that it works.
Just to make sure that it works.
I got to tell you,
we do one of those the first and third Sundays of every month.
Nothing like being prepared.
They want to know who all can hear us and who all can answer and and we run the whole state those days.
Is that right?
At 4:30 in the afternoon.
Well, now I'm glad it's in the afternoon. That seems more. I like that better than those doggone 10 a.m. sirens every first Tuesday of the month. They scare the tar out of you sometimes.
Well, if you know they're coming. But.
Well, if you forget. I used to be in an office right next to one of those sirens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you forget, that'll wake you up.
We got time to hit the concert?
I'm gonna hit that in the next segment.
Okay.
All right, let's tell. We've talked a little bit about the field days. What if someone is unacquainted with ham radio and they're interested in becoming acquainted? They could probably learn quite a bit at one of these field days.
Yes, you can come out to one of these locations. Some of them have designated what we call GOTA stations, get on the air stations, where civilians can come and actually operate. You'll have a licensed operator with you who will keep you out of trouble.
That's what I'd need.
But and they will let you, talk to whoever you can contact, et cetera, that sort of thing. You can learn some of the procedure, but you can ask questions about licensing. You can learn about license classes if that club has classes, or the testing sessions, et cetera, et cetera.
And I can talk to people across the country, across the hemisphere, possibly across the world, right?
Yes, you can. Depends on how things are working that day.
Okay, now you were mentioning some of these places have a few more trees than other ones.
Yes.
The Mount Vernon Outland Airport, you're not looking. There's not going to be any trees at all.
No.
But the one in Albany City Park.
Well, they're not going to be on the runway. They'll be by the pond. But,
well, I understand, but
they'll be out in the open. Yes.
Will terrain affect the broadcast quality and or ability to be heard?
Sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. Depending on depending on the antennas they're using and how they're aiming them and all that sort of thing, and how much power they've got. A lot of the operators, especially for field day, operate what we call barefoot.
How do you mean?
That is the radio and the radio only. There are no extra amplifiers. There are no extra gadgets. There are no extra. It just the radio, the mic, and a hunk of wire, or whatever kind of antenna. Yeah, and that's what I explain to people when they say, "Well, what do you actually need for an emergency?" A radio, a car battery, and a hunk of wire.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Because
throw it up in the tree and see what happens.
And you're getting the message out.
Yep.
Emergency message, and again, folks. Now, granted, ham radio is it's a hobbyist thing and an enthusiast thing, but it also has a purpose, a serious purpose. And if you are interested, again, by all means, make your way to one of these events, because it's going to be a tremendously elucidating.
Yes. Most of our operators are more than happy to answer questions, more than happy to demonstrate, and as I say, a lot of the times, more than happy to let you try it.
Yeah. I talked with the dude from... who would I talk to? I talked to somebody, it seemed like the last time we did it, I talked to somebody in Effingham or something like that. When we were shooting in Flora.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were able to catch somebody in Salem.
Yes. We had a guy that was in a mobile unit the last time, if I remember right.
I think that's right. And I got to tell you, it's cool. Now, for folks who are like me and grew up in the 70s.
Yes.
This is entirely different from Citizens Band, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now, how so?
You have to have a federal license to operate it. There are 3 levels of licenses: technician, general, and extra.
Yeah.
I am an extra.
Okay.
I'm also capable of giving the examinations and teaching the classes for this service. There is a fee they put the fee back on the license again, and that's you'll learn about that when you ask somebody how they're doing it, because it depends on who their testing proctor organization is and whatnot. The fee varies a little bit.
Yeah, it's nominal.
It's nominal.
Yeah, $20 or $30 or $35.
You pay, $15 to some of the organizations, and then the federal government gets a piece of it later.
Yeah, they always do. They always do. Well, I tell you what, we're going to take one more quick break. We're going to come back. There's a big event coming up that kind of ties the whole thing together. In addition to the field days taking place on the 24th and 25th, there's a big event coming up this Saturday. And we'll be back to tell you a little bit about that here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Bill Shrode is here. I'm Bruce. Back after these.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose auto owner's insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Bill Shrode is here. And again, folks, if you're looking for more information about just about anything that we're talking about today, go to online. You can go to ARRL.org about the ARRL Field Day taking place on June 25th and June 24th and June 25th. And I only say that because the next thing we're going to talk about, you're not going to find on there.
No, you're not.
No. With when we were talking about the emergencies and the tornadoes that came through just a few weeks ago up in Crawford County and in Sullivan. Is that Sullivan County or Sullivan, Indiana?
Sullivan, Indiana. No, well, I'm not sure. I think it's Sullivan County, to be honest with you.
Is it?
Sullivan proper is, yes.
Okay, all right.
I think.
But there's a fundraiser. Tell us about
yes,
the fundraiser.
There is. There is a fundraising concert taking place on June 10th at the Red Skelton Performing Arts Center on the VU campus in Vincennes, the Vincennes University campus, featuring Ivan Parker and Austin Glover. Now, Ivan Parker used to sing with Bill Gaither and his groups, and Austin Glover is
Good grief. How many groups did Bill Gaither have over the years?
Well, there's the quartet, there's the homecoming series, there's, we'd be here all day.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
And good sounding stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's quality.
Anyway, Austin Glover is a local artist who's gotten some recognition the last few years. I've had him on my program on Waco 2 or 3 times for promoting concerts and albums and that sort of thing. He and Ivan have gotten together, and at the Red Skelton Performing Arts Center, they're going to perform a benefit concert on June 10th at 7 p.m. That's Eastern time, because
it's Vincennes.
It's Vincennes, so it is Eastern time. The admission is $15 a person, general admission, but it promises to be a very good concert, and it is going to benefit the Helping His Hands organization based out of Vincennes.
What is that?
That is a group of volunteers who they provide recovery resources.
Yes.
They build ramps for disabled people, veterans and that sort of thing on their homes and that stuff. They do a lot of different things. They provide a lot of resources and, materials and that sort. But it is to benefit them and help with the cost of the recovery efforts up in Sullivan, Indiana, and in Crawford County.
And in Illinois, right?
And in Crawford, yes, in Illinois.
I didn't realize how much, was there more destruction up in Indiana or in Crawford County? What was
I think there was. I'm only going by what my boss has told me.
Yeah.
He and Barry Kent, who performs on one of our stations up in the Terre Haute market, they did a radiothon, which we tied together.
Oh, you guys put it on too, huh?
Yeah, we put it on. We linked them together for that morning, the Friday after the tornadoes, and I guess the damage was pretty extensive up in the Sullivan area. So, but I only go by what I haven't been up to that area. No, I did have to go to Crawford County for some other business a few days later, so I got to see the damage along Route 1, and that's about all I saw of it.
I was going to say, it shut down Route 1 for
about a week.
Yeah, I was going to say quite some time. Anyway, I thought that they shut the whole shooting match down.
Yeah, they had to close the highway and clear trees and construction debris and all kinds of stuff out of there.
Well, that is it's an outstanding. And you said that they're at the Red Skeleton thing. That's pretty nice. Isn't it?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was talking to Austin about that on my program yesterday.
Really?
And according to him, it is a Class A theater acoustically, and it's well appointed and whatnot. It is quite an experience to sit in there. So one of these days I'm going to have to go over there, maybe to the concert.
Might go to the concert on Saturday night again. This is Saturday the 10th at 7 o'clock Eastern in Vincennes. And it's $15 a ticket, but go ahead and bring your wallet and help out the folks.
Just head to the Vincennes University campus, and they will somebody there will be able to direct you. If it's not that hard to find, but it is on the campus.
Okay, all right. Let's talk a little bit. Let's wrap up Field Day. Field Day, like I said, it's going to cost you $15 to go see the show on the 10th. However, Field Day, you don't have to pay anything.
No, you don't have to pay anything. It's the 24th and the 25th. Begins officially noon on the 24th and runs till roughly 1 o'clock on the 25th. Those are the operating times.
Kind of an odd question, but what is new in amateur radio? Because they're innovating all the time.
We're adding digital modes all the time.
Really? What is that?
The keyboard-to-keyboard modes, where you do everything on the computer. FT8 is very popular now. I haven't gotten into it yet, but I've heard about it. There are basically systems where you can set it up to automatically do everything pretty much by itself once you get a live frequency tuned in. Yeah.
So you can. So it's kind of like how the phone system innovated over the years. People liked to talk to each other on the phones,
right?
And then they did like to talk to each other. They like to text better.
Sort of, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm the last person that I know that still likes to talk to people on the phone.
The odd thing about some of these digital modes, well, it's not really odd when you understand how it works, is you don't really need a lot of power to make them work.
I guess that makes sense, because you're just sending
a very narrow band.
Yeah.
Information signal is really what it is.
Whereas if you're doing voice, you would be.
You got to have a little more juice.
You got to have, for some people's voices more than others too.
As we used to say in the day, AM and FM.
Bill.
You remember those days.
Yes, I do remember those days. I think I took part in those days. folks, again, it's the 24th and 25th field day. Go to arrl.org if you want more information, and you'll be able to find out all you need there. Bill, thank you so much for being here today.
Sure thing. Anytime.
Appreciate it. Have a big crowd. Which one are you going to be at?
I may get to the one over in Lawrenceville.
Well, it's a 24-hour.
And the one in Albany.
I was going to say, it's a 24-hour
I usually hit 2 or 3 of them.
There you go. It is. It's an overnight event. Bring your camping gear. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great day.